Salut, c'est Mathieu de Ludovox et je suis avec Scott Hill, qui est le designer, donc l'auteur de Dark Gothic Colonial Horror, qui est un jeu de deck building dont il va nous parler. Hi Scott!
Hi!
Hi again, because it's the second interview this time.
Second time around, that's the charm.
So this is an expansion for the deck building game Dark Gothic, so whoa, it's the end of GenCon and people are pushing us out because we are late. This game is a deck building game with a twist.
Yes.
And I loved, as much as I loved the base game, this sounds really exciting. Can you tell us more about it?
Well, we wanted to add on to the base game, but without going too far. I don't know about you, but sometimes some of my favorite games will get expansions, and it feels like it makes it more complicated, but not necessarily more fun. We're always asking ourselves that question whenever we're going to do an expansion. Does this make it more fun?
You don't want to add too much to the game.
Yes. So we just wanted to be sure that, you know, we're having more of what people love about the original and then adding some new concepts so it feels fresh, but always keeping it more fun rather than, you know, let's just, you know, they want it to be harder. Let's make it harder. They want it to be more complicated. Let's make it more complicated. We don't do that kind of stuff. So, you know, specifically, we wanted to make a standalone expansion, and so this one we included all the starting cards so that you can actually play with this on its own or add it to the main Dark Gothic box.
For 2 to 3 players in standalone.
Yes.
And 2 to 5 or 6 with the base box.
Yes. And so, but we did include 5 new heroes with this, and also a full set of 9 new villains. So that's how many came in the original one. But you know what? The villains, that's where all the flavor and all the new randomization comes from. And so we wanted to have a lot more villains. So we doubled the amount of villains with this expansion. So as far as some new concepts, one of the things that's really cool is there are roaming minions. And this is something that actually makes the game a lot more challenging, because one of the things about the game is when you're playing, you're trying to save the town before the big villains have the town fall into darkness. And so over the course of gameplay, certain cards will make you put a card in the darkness pile, and when the darkness stacks up and there's 10 there, you lose. Everyone playing the game loses. So we're kind of working cooperatively together to try to defeat the villain before the town falls to darkness. And in the main game, it didn't feel like that much pressure, but in the new one, with these roaming minions, these could be zombies or bats or things like that. They come out, and then each turn they move toward the villain, and when they get to the end, they go into the darkness pile. And so when one of these comes out, everyone sees it going. It's like, is someone going to take out those undead? Somebody, please! And so you have to like kind of stay on it, because everyone's going to lose if you don't stop them. So it adds some pressure in a really fun way.
It's also a time constraint, I guess, because in the original game, the shadows mechanism was also a way of not having a game that lasts for too long.
Yes.
And here I feel, without having played, but I feel that you wanted to make more of a diplomatic thing about these roaming minions.
I suppose that's a part of it. I mean, also, I think it's game mechanics that end up making it feel you feel a little bit of the tension in a thematic way. So everyone feels like they need to work together, even though they're playing competitively. We like that, bringing people together and also increasing the tension so you feel like, oh, this matters. This is life or death. We want that feeling, even though you're just playing a game for half an hour, but it makes the stakes higher, and it feels, you know, you can get into it a little more. We're all about theme, and so that's important to us. Another thing we're correcting some things from the original. So one thing that we did not have in the original was divider cards, and now we have them. And we did enough of them that we were able to print them with each type, and also have a bunch of blank ones so that you can, you know, make your own. So people can do the organization however they want. The other thing is we made them double-sided, so you can use the different sides to denote different things, so they're different colors.
As to denote game elements, probably. Yeah. With the main deck and crypt, and I saw some cards that revolved around the crypt area as well. That's really great. What about the 2 mini expansions, Smuggler's Den and Curse of the Werewolf?
So these are new card supplements, and card supplements basically means that it's a very small expansion. And we don't sell it in stores ever. We just sell it on our website. Last year, we released one of these, and it was called The Forgotten Island. And this year, we actually are releasing two. There's Curse of the Werewolf, and this one, it's all cards centered around werewolves, fighting werewolves, being bitten, and becoming a werewolf, which is something that can now happen in the game when you add this expansion in.
Wow, dark secrets.
Oh, yes, very dark. And Smuggler's Den is actually really cool because this plays on the mechanics introduced in Colonial Horror with roaming cards, but while Colonial Horror introduces roaming allies, roaming minions, this introduces roaming allies. So, for example, there's the coachman, and he can join you as an ally, but he's also on the move. He's driving through town in the coach, so when he comes out, he keeps rolling by, and you have to try to buy him before he heads off to the Shadows deck. So it also increases the pressure, but it's kind of interesting. And it's themed around, smugglers, and there's a great new card element with dusty crates. And there's a lot of dusty crates in there, and when one comes up, you can buy it, and it's kind of the reveal of what's going to happen in the dusty crate. It's a lot of fun. And so these are just $9.95. They're available on our web store. The website is flyingfrog.net, and the web store is linked from there. But it's kind of cool because we're able to put together a small card set, and it gives kind of a boost of new cards that kind of change the game and make it a little bit more fun.
Well, thank you very much for this overview of Dark Gothic and, Colonial Horror and Dark Gothic at the same time, and Curse of the Werewolf and Smuggler's Den. And see you probably tomorrow because we are going to close shop. Well, you are, and we are going to close also. Salut, à bientôt sur Ludovox. Bye bye.